Okay, and we are live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. Apologies. This is the second take of this video. The first take of this video, which said this video, Huey Fury versus Alexander Povetkin breakdown video. Actually, what happened was it didn't go live. So you have to bear with me just for 1 second where I actually put this out so people can see the video, because I put it out earlier. And then YouTube, I think they do it on purpose. It didn't allow me to go live. So I'm literally, as I'm talking to you, I'm sending it out. But bear with me a second, because I know a lot of people will tell me afterwards I didn't send them the link out and all the rest of it. So I'm really looking forward to doing this breakdown. It's another interesting fight. As the countdown, as I come to the end of doing these videos, just trying to get in as much as I can with these videos. So let me just share this out. So Ring Gang in the room. Hello, Ring Gang. Good to see you in the room, my friend. Your habit glitchy. Don't know if it's my device or it's your device that you're in. Do I sound glitchy? If I sound glitchy, we'll have to work that out. I shouldn't sound glitchy. It might be your end that's glitchy, because 2-hour breakdown of this and Lomachenko Campbell, 2 hours. I don't know about that bit. You might more likely to get James Adebashir on tonight than a 2-hour breakdown. But anyway, enough of the silly talk. Let's get down to business. So the two combatants, I hope you can hear me clearly on this. It's the picture, Ingram. Sounds great. Don't know. Well, my picture is in. It's for the 4D. It's a 4K camera, so I don't know. It's probably from your end. Okay, yeah, it's probably from your end. Definitely from your end, not my end. Mine's pretty clear, and I can see it on YouTube. It's pretty clear as well. So it's definitely from your end. Ring Gang TV. Maybe you need to change the resolution, possibly. Anyway, more people are coming in the room. Good evening to you all. Welcome to BWTM Sport. If you haven't subscribed already, smash the subscribe button. You may think you're subscribed, but on YouTube it tells me a lot of you have pictures fine. Ignore. Okay, sure. All right. So just to let you know, just to make sure you hit the subscribe button. Anyway, I'm just going to send this video one more time out to the people that are on my very quickly, so you can see me don't smashing it. I'm sending it over to my people on all Instagram, because all the boxing people on Instagram, I like to let them have it, that like to tune in and watch, because before they get the link and then afterwards they say, oh, you didn't invite me, you did your show. So I'm just doing it quickly so I can get people in the room. If you are from the Instagram world, please let me know. Then of course I can sort you out as well. Yeah. Yep. Just sending through to people now before I start. Because I sent them the only reason I'm doing this is because I sent them the link earlier, and then as I said, I went live, and then when I went live, I tried to go live, it wouldn't let me go live. Just stop me from going live. I'm just sending this link through. Right, just bear with me a second. Wouldn't normally do this, but I like to look after those that have or do look after, have positive and have plenty of good things to say. You've got to make sure that they get to watch Mr. Boxing today. I love to see him in the room, and obviously Miss Boxing, I want to see her in the room as well if she can. Miss Boxing, if you're in the room, or if you get a chance, it'd be good for you to pop in the room. And shout out to you both. Got to give a shout out to my people at Round for Round Boxing as well. Make sure they get a link as well. It's all right. So I want to tuck into this video. Actually, I'm going to retitle the. I was thinking about this actual fight. They should retitle this video, this fight, Christmas Comes Early, or It's Only a Matter of Time. Good evening, Denise. Good to see you in the room. Much love. Of course, Kenny in the room. Ring Gang TV. Where are you from, Ring Gang TV? We'd love to know where you're from. Right, now we're going to get into business. I'm going to title this video Christmas Comes Early. Christmas Comes Early or Red Alert. That's how I'm going to title. Good evening, Ingram. Great stream yesterday regards. I hope you're well. No, I'm not happy after yesterday, mate. I capitulate yesterday. But anyway, let's get into this. Hughie versus Alexander Povetkin. So let's lay the ground here for this fight. Before any major fight, what I do, I smash the like button before you're in the room as well. Before I watch any major fight, what I do, or I like to go on, like I think it's like a feeling I get. So I go and I watch the first fighter. So the first guy I watch is Alexander Povetkin. And then I go through highlights of his knockouts. So I look for repeated patterns, the way a fighter sets his fight up, the way a fighter puts his hands up, the way a fighter reacts to the jab, the way a fighter reacts to a right hand, way a fighter fights against guys taller, shorter, how they close range down, can they cut the range down, can they cut the ring down, are they a counter puncher, how do they react to counter punches? All these sort of things I'm looking at a fighter and to see whether throughout their career, like when they had their first fight to when they are now, if there's been any developments in their style, whether they've got more accurate with their punching, stuff that I look at, or whether they set the same punch up all the time, whether it be a left jab, right hand, left hook combination, or two to the body, two to the head. These are stuff I look at and I imagine, well, okay, this is what you do well. Now let's look at the other guy. And then I look at the other guy and do the same thing again. And then once I say, right, he's got strengths and weaknesses here. He's got strengths and weaknesses here. How do I see this fight going? And then I put it all together in the computer. And then I come out here and I bring you this video. And here's how this video goes. The last time we saw Alexander Povetkin, he was being cracked with a right hand by AJ, Anthony Joshua. In a fight, I felt Joshua looked really well, looked pretty good in. Still flawed, but I thought for me, it was a better performance against Povetkin than it was against Parker. I still rate the Povetkin performance. And I remember afterwards what I was saying about how I viewed Anthony Joshua after Povetkin fight, the way he was able to use the jab in that fight. And I'm not a big fan of Joshua's jab. He used the jab in that fight to keep Povetkin at bay. And I don't think Joshua's got an excellent jab at all, not compared to a Larry Holmes, a Lennox Lewis, a George Foreman, a Vladimir Klitschko, Vitaly Klitschko, not in that class. But surprisingly, he was able to keep Povetkin quiet with the left jab. Bearing in mind, this is an older Povetkin now, not a young Povetkin. And also bearing in mind that not too long before that, he fought David Price with a nice long jab as well. Povetkin was able to negotiate Price's jab and use it against him, which Povetkin's very good at. Use your jab against you. How does he use your jab against you? He'll make you bring your jab out. And if you've got any weakness when you throw your jab, he will come over the top with his right hand or his left hook. Povetkin, he sets his punches up. He'll walk you to the ropes, tuck up, walk you straight to the ropes, and then he'll leash. Left hook, right hand. As you're a taller fighter, if you're taller, Povetkin puts a little extra on top. What he does, he leaps in with a left hook. So just to catch up, you're like, right, here, hold that because you're this age, this level, I can hit your left hook here. But if you're just a little taller, hey, what? I'll leap and hit your left hook instead. Almost sort of Mike Tyson-esque. The way he's able to move from here as a left hook, and he can leap up there with left hook. And before you can even think about him catching a left hook, he's in there with a right hand, and he's in there with a left hook again. Povetkin, mid-range to up close is savage. If you let Povetkin unload at you from mid-range to up close, you see Joshua, when Povetkin was mid-range to up close, he had issues. Joshua again when he got long range, he was able to hit Povetkin with a long raking right hand, which started the problem for Povetkin. Left hook. Joshua was able to clip Povetkin with the left hooks every so often, and then let through the right hand. And he did say in the preparation to that fight, or in the tactics of that fight, Joshua said that the whole idea was not to show Povetkin the right hand too much. So it was all about the jab and left hook, the jab and left hook. So they were distracting Povetkin with that. And when they saw the opening, crunch, it was one right hand. And that was all she wrote for Povetkin, and the fight was over. That night, Joshua showed a big right hand, and it was very effective. And, you know, it was pretty good. I was impressed with that. Now, Povetkin's an older fighter now. So with an older fighter, and you see, he got knocked out by Joshua, but he's had time to recover. He's had time to rest, recuperate, and he's been fighting for a long time, Povetkin. You know, back-to-back fights and stuff. And then he had the absence with the, you know, Povetkin, because there's two versions of Povetkin. There's Povetkin and there's Povetkin. Now, Povetkin is an absolute beast. Sort of way he absolutely took apart Duhaupas when they kind of pulled Duhaupas out the audience. And you could see he was not prepared because Duhaupas had a pair of trainers on. It's like somebody said, hey mate, have a pair of gloves and wear your trainers, mate, that you're wearing out, and pop in the ring. And Povetkin nailed him. You had that fight, the Takan fight, the Manwal Shah fight, the David Price fight. Where you get close, when he gets that close and he lets that left hook go, it's not a pretty sight. Now, if you remember my preview for Huey Fury's fight against Samuel Peter, I expected Huey to be more impressive than he was against Samuel Peter. Still the jab and the right hands, but one of the problems with Fury, the jab is, I've always said he's had, for me, I think Hugh's got a world-class jab, brings it up very nicely. For me, when I see Hughie Fury, one of the best things he's got is that left jab. Until this fight. I was watching Huey fight against Samuel Peter. Samuel Peter at his age now, older, maybe wiser, but his best days are way behind him. And there were moments in that fight, little segments in that fight, where Samuel Peter got close to Huey and tried to unload. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, we're this much away from landing one of them big bombs, this much away. Huey looks a lot slimmer now, I've noticed, and he looks very fast. The jab looks very nice, pulls it up like it, and through flicks it very nice. That's good. That looks great. When Huey is at distance and he flicks a jab, it looks beautiful. He's got a herky-jerky thing. That stuff's great. Until he meets Alexander Povetkin. You see, Huey, I hope by now, has learned the lessons from the Pulev fight, from the Joseph Parker fight. I hope he's learned those lessons now, because people keep saying, Huey Fury, you know, he's getting older. Huey Fury's still young. We can't always say Huey Fury's young. At some point, he's going to get older. And he's got to learn from his mistakes. This fight right here, if he makes one mistake against Povetkin and he doesn't get it right, he could be looking at the lights like at David Price. I explain why. Huey does flick the jab nicely. Yeah, he flicks that. But if you look at Huey Fury's style, you see all here? It's all open. Your Huey style flicks the jab here, all that stuff, and he flicks the jab here. Right? He does that stuff. That's nice. That's good. But against Povetkin, he has the ability at mid-range to leap and throw the left hook as you're bringing that jab, to throw the left hook over the top. And don't just watch for the left hook of Povetkin. He's got a nice straight right hand that comes through as well. A straight right hand and a left hook. For when Huey throws that jab there, if he doesn't set the range right, and he hasn't got Povetkin at long range like that, he's going to have to keep Povetkin for the whole fight like that, or cling for dear life against Povetkin. Cling for dear life. Tie him up and turn him, right? Because there was nothing to suggest in Huey Fury's punching power when he fought against Samuel Peter. I saw him throw a right hand, boom, to Peter, and Peter's still walking forward. I'm thinking to myself, if you're not getting that Samuel Peter out there, this could be a problem. One of the right hands, a few likes, so he throws a jab here, and he throws his right hand over the top. When he throws the right hand over the top, he can sometimes overcompensate, and then he's a guy who's got short range, mid to short range, and because Povetkin's got short arms, you make those mistakes against a guy with long arms, and they might slip over, miss over the top. But with Povetkin, the short range is where Povetkin's dangerous. That's where when you throw that right hand, Povetkin can slip inside, and that's Christmas that comes early for Povetkin. That's Christmas early for Povetkin, because that's danger. Then you've got no protection there. Once you commit with that right hand like you like to throw, that big looping right hand that Huey likes to throw, right in that place, that air there, that's red zone. There's no protection for that, because you load your right hand up there, and you see all this is open. That's where Povetkin can get inside. And when Povetkin gets in, it's not one left hook. It's a combination. Boop, 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 boop. 3-4 punches. Might be a little older now. But those 3-4 punches is a swarmer. Very much like when I talked to you about breaking down Andy Ruiz when he fought Joshua. I said, if Ruiz can get mid to close range with Joshua, and when Joshua starts to load them big shots off, Ruiz punches with Joshua, he will catch Joshua with a left hook, and that will be the start of the end of Joshua. Similarly, with Huey Fury, he doesn't like pressure. He's one of these guys that I don't think handles the pressure. When a guy's up close on his chest, he doesn't like that stuff. He doesn't like that stuff. And I hope that through all the training camp he's done now, and all the stuff he's done, that he's he's actually improved on his style, because he's got slimmer and the jab flicks fast. He flicks it back. But I hope that if he flicks that jab and Povetkin's meant to, like from long range, Povetkin's able to make a step as he flicks that jab and gets mid-range, that's where Povetkin will explode. As soon as he gets mid-range, as soon as he sees, like Povetkin sees something, it's like a line Povetkin has. He goes, right, as soon as I get to that range, that line, once I get mid-range, I'm letting my hands go. From long range and backing up, Povetkin's not great. From long range and backing up, he's not great. But when Povetkin is mid-range to up close, woo, this is red alert. This is red alert. This is red alert. This is the type of fight where Huey backs up to the ropes and he don't get it right, he can get knocked out walking back to the ropes. So Povetkin can win this fight if he pressurizes you from mid to close range. But Povetkin will have to do this inside the first 5 rounds, 5 to 6 rounds, because Povetkin's gas tank is a question mark. It's a question mark. After 5-6 rounds, I think Povetkin's gas tank will go. And that's where Huey can take over. If he's going to take over. If he's still around. If he's still around. I know Hugh's got a good chin and all the rest of it. But the best chin is one that don't get hit. In this fight, because of Povetkin's squat, short style, his punching power, and up close, being so brutal up close, you know, this is a problem. This fight's a problem. It's the first fight Huey Fury's got on Sky with Matchroom. So this is Huey Fury's coming out party. So on top of everything else that Povetkin brings, Povetkin's an amateur star. He's got good amateur pedigree. Much better foundations than a Samuel Peter. Who's the other guy that Huey fought? Short squat guy. And that's the fight he got cut. And he had Huey against the ropes, and it kind of ended in a funny way. I can't remember. That was the night Huey wasn't well. Black guy. Can't remember his name again. Really can't remember his name. Huey's best when he's at long range and he gets you at the end of the jab and he can nail with that right hand. That's where Huey's at his best. But this mid-range to close range, no. I'm not convinced that Huey is as effective enough at that range. Not Pulev. There was a fight he had, not the Pulev fight, before the Pulev fight. It was either before the Dominic Gwynn fight or after the Dominic Gwynn fight. Fred Cassie, that fight. Go back and look at the Fred Cassie fight. Go back and look at the Fred Cassie fight. Right there. Now, Fred Cassie is not no Olympic star, yeah? He's not an Olympic amateur star. He didn't have the Olympic amateur star. So he hasn't got the foundations of a Povetkin, right? Fred Cassie didn't have that. But Fred Cassie was rugged and rough and just bore his head forward and come in. Those sort of stars will make an exciting fight against Huey Fury because they get ugly because he's going to want to try and grab them up and these guys are going to want to work. And Povetkin is a lot cleaner, a more harder puncher, a more crisp puncher, a more precise puncher than Fred Cassie or Sam Sexton, more effective than Pulev on the attack. Pulev's got a great jab, yeah. But on the attack, Povetkin is more dangerous than Joseph Parker because, again, Joseph Parker, when you look at Joseph Parker, he didn't have the Olympic and amateur experience in how to set punch. When you've boxed amateur level at that level, you learn when to set up your shots, how to throw your shots, and they've got a crispness about them as an amateur. When you fought at that level, he fought so many different styles. So Povetkin does it naturally. He does it naturally. As soon as he gets in that range, he lets his hands go. And he doesn't mind letting his hands go and engaging, much like Andy Ruiz against tall guys. He doesn't mind engaging because he says, well, my hands are short. And if I get mid-range, I already cut out your long arms. Your long arm is here to me. When I get to where I'm here. So you no longer have a long arm. You got a short arm. And my arms are shorter than yours. So when I connect, I'm putting a full power behind your punch. And if I'm here and your jab's there, you better be careful. Another thing Povetkin does very well. If you watch Povetkin in an exchange, when he goes to throw his left hook, he's got this hand here. So you'll watch him in exchange. He'll throw a left hook, watching the highlights. He throws a left hook, and he's got this here. He's got this guard here. So if you come back with anything, he's there. For the most part, he's there. Joshua was able to throw the left hook and distract Povetkin. So if there's any weakness in Povetkin, the left hook would be the jab, and the left hook seem to keep Povetkin quiet. You've got to keep Povetkin as a good boy. What I mean by keeping Povetkin as a good boy is keeping him long range. Long range. Do not allow him to get mid-range. I can't stress that enough. If Huey Fury allows Povetkin to get short, mid-range, or up close, he's getting knocked out. He's getting knocked out. If he's short, close, up close, and it's Povetkin, he gets wiped out. If he's at that rate, if he allows that range to him, right? Those people looking at a points victory for Huey Fury, that can happen if he's able to quiet Povetkin down. If he's allowed to quiet Povetkin, or Povetkin comes with no ambition. It was interesting. Povetkin didn't want to fight Tyson, but he wanted to fight Huey. Two different styles, you know. And the punching power of Huey Fury is going to have to be on point for this fight. He's going to need to be punching hard against Povetkin, because if he can't punch hard against Povetkin and he can't disrupt Povetkin and he can't hurt Povetkin, big trouble. Big trouble. Because you need to be able to have some dig on you to keep Povetkin off you, because he's going to keep coming, and he forces you to fight because of his style. He forces you to fight. He forces you to engage. You better put that jab up. You better have your right hand up when you're jabbing. You better have that right hand up when you're jabbing. You better, because if you drop your hand and you let him that close, boop, 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 you can find yourself in the canvas. He punches that hard. He punches hard enough. I said Povetkin was the white Mike Tyson. I always remember when he was going for his case, you know what, this guy's like the white Mike Tyson, because up close, savage. And the thing about this fight here as well is that when I talk about spectacular performances with Huey Fury, it's often the languid, workmanlike, yeah, you got the win sort of thing. Not devastating. Like the Sam Sexton fight was great. But more often than not, it's these fights where it looks ugly and it goes on for rounds and you're thinking, come on, Huey. Come on, Huey. But I just want him, I really want him to go out there and put on a masterclass because he's got the jab. He's got the jab. He's got the height. He's got the, you know, he's got the physical attributes there to deal with Povetkin. I don't know if he's good enough to do it. I really don't know. This is a fight to find out if Huey's good enough against that type of opponent. I would much rather watch Huey fight against tall guys. They're not going to try and get inside on him. I'd much rather watch that. But for excitement value, Povetkin brings it. This will not be a dull affair. Povetkin won't allow it because as soon as he gets close to get inside, his hands are going to go. On all that slipping and sliding Huey can do, that's great against guys that are slower hand and slower foot. But you got a guy here who's got quick hands. So you make mistakes in this fight, you'll be looking up at the lights. So it's a dangerous fight. Huey Fury should be commended on this fight. We don't know how much ambition Povetkin brings into this fight. We don't know what because we haven't seen Povetkin, have we? Last time we saw Povetkin, he was getting hit with a right hand and going backwards against Joshua. But you saw the David Price fight. Price let the good jab out. Boom. One mistake. Price at the jab. And Povetkin will just stand outside and look for you and look at the jab and wait for the jab. And he'll time you. Povetkin will time you. You wait for you to let the jab out. So, all right. All right. I can see you. Yeah, I can see the jab. Uh-huh. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that. And that. And that. That's Povetkin. Povetkin said, all right. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Nice jab. Okay. I see you. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Right. Drop your hand again. Drop it again. Just drop it. Boom. And he'll boom you for a left hook and walk away. He says, once I get you that left hook, it's over. Once I catch you at left hook. And Joshua was lucky because when Joshua was doing that stuff, a lot of the shots were shooting up. Joshua got the shot shooting over him. Joshua laid over. Was lucky. Because if any of them had connected clean on Joshua, he'd have been doing what he did against Ruiz. So, and I thought Joshua looked good that night. So I think that's about it. So question marks about whether mentally Huey Fury can perform at the highest level. We know what he did against Joseph Parker, but this guy is better than this guy. Technically, is better than Joseph Parker, and yeah, he's technically better than Joseph Parker, and he knows when to throw his punches and how to throw his punches, how to set his punches up a lot better than Parker. So yeah, let me hear what people are saying here. Cassie's not tall, is it? Do you think Fred Cassie was tall? Huey hasn't shown anything in his career that says he can beat Povetkin. That's it. The other thing is Huey, the question mark is Huey as good as we think he is? You know when, for example, somebody you like is like an athlete, like a runner, and you've got a runner of your favorite runner of yours. Like my favorite runner at the time was Linford Christie, right? Linford Christie, but I love Linford Christie. But when Carlos came up against him and Carlos went to run, it was a different situation. You know, you knew what was coming. Look, I love Bruno. I love Frank Bruno. I love Bruno when he went to fight Tyson. The both times. And I thought both times he was going to beat Tyson. Not because I thought Frank was a better fighter than Mike. I just liked Frank's personality. And I was just wanting to see the world heavyweight title come back to the UK. So, you know, the 2 times it happened, the 2 times was when Frank got his ass whooped. Okay? And no matter how many times you put Frank in the ring with Mike, no matter how many times you did it, the result was always going to be the same. Mike was always going to whoop Frank. No matter how much training Frank did, no matter what training he had, no matter he learned to fight southpaw, orthodox, you know, whether he fought in America or fought him in the UK, it didn't matter. Frank was always going to get beat by Mike. And with Huey, the question is Huey Fury like Frank? Or is he always that guy that when he gets to world level doesn't quite get it over the line? Is he one of these guys that will just has that little bit missing at the elite level? Or has he just been unfortunate? So I like Huey, but I don't know. I don't know. So I don't know whether Huey is as good as we want him to be, or as good as we think he is, or it's because of his cousin Tyson that we have this leeway, that we're not looking with a critical eye, or because his father is Peter Fury and we have such a respect for Peter Fury. I don't know. I don't know. But I do know the Povetkin fight will answer all the questions. Why? I don't care if Povetkin's 30-something years old. Because for me, what Povetkin does from mid-range to up close is still dangerous. Right? And how Hughie goes about that job is very, very important. So we're going to learn a lot about Hughie Fury. We're going to learn a hell of a lot about Hughie Fury in this fight. For me. A hell of a lot. Shout out to my man, Xavier Miller. From IQ Boxing. There in Neasden. Let's see what people are saying. It was all a dream. Says he needs to feel like he wants to do damage. He seems like he just wants to come and box and go home like a 9-to-5 job. Yeah, well, yeah. There's more to boxing now than just, I want to turn and have a fight. There's a lot more to boxing now. There's marketing yourself. You know, you can't sit in a press conference and say the same thing over and over again. You know, whatever he's got, I'm going to deal with it. And that's great. But people are coming to see you fight, or people won't come to see you fight. People stay at home and just watch you fight. You got no personality. You don't want to sell it, or you don't show that you don't want to sell yourself. Then you get left behind. No matter how talented you are, you have to sell yourself. It's very important in boxing. It's not just about have gloves, we'll box. Those days are done because of social media. People follow you and hear what you have to say. If you're saying the same line over and over again, yeah, I can deal with whatever Povetkin's got. I can deal with whatever Joseph Parker's got. I can deal with what Pulev's got. And then you're coming up short in them fights. Then people can kind of get, you know, disinterested. It's a mentality thing, says it was all a dream. Cuban Southpaw says, great breakdown. Thank you very much, sir. If you are, sir. Bazza Boxing UK, Bazza, says, is Huey gun shy because he's afraid to get hit? Well, what a place to find out if you're gun shy, mate. Not a place to find out if you're gun shy against Alexander Povetkin. You need to let your hands go. You need to let your hands go like Thomas Hearns against Marvin Hagler. That's how you got to let your hands go. Like a madman. I love that fight. I love that fight. I love that fight. I love that fight because it just shows like the intent from round one. Listen, You, like Hearns was saying, I gotta get you out of here. I can't be hanging around with you because if you get inside of me, it's giving me problems. I need to get rid of you. So I'm gonna thump you up with the biggest punch I can hit you from the first pound. First punch. Hearns comes out with it. No game plan. If you go back and watch that fight again, it's one of the greatest rounds in boxing, period. Hearns v Hagler. And you only wish that Huey could take that sort of approach and say, right, I'm gonna I wanted David Price to do that same thing against Povetkin. Go out there, first round, and put it on him, stick a jab on him, and put a right hand down his throat. And really go for him. Sit down, say, all right, tonight, my night. Sit down, hit him with a hard jab, and smash the right hand down the pipe. Let Povetkin say, tonight, no, I'm gonna win this fight. But no, Price comes out with that same jab, that same whatless jab that's doing nothing, airy-fairy jab. But of course, Povetkin's going to come over the top and clobber you. So like I'm saying, we're the same thing with Huey Fury. If you're sloppy with that jab and you leave yourself open, like I said, it's Christmas coming early. With Tyson, different. He's a box of tricks. He's a box of, even though he does the same things over and over again, he's a box of tricks, right? And lots put his hands down by his side, all this sort of stuff there. If you're fighting, you pay attention to that stuff, you'll be lost in Tyson all night long. You've just got to forget to beat Fury. You've got to forget what Fury's doing. Just walk him down, walk him down, walk him down. Pressure, 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 pressure. Just keep walking down. Stay on his toes. Keep. Let him keep turning and turning and keep coming and keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. That's how I believe you undo the Fury puzzle, because eventually Fury's going to stop. This is Tyson. He's going to stop and engage. So yeah, those are my thoughts on that. That's why I think Povetkin thought, no, I don't want none of that Tyson business. I don't want the hands behind the back trying to embarrass me, flicking it. Nah, let me do Huey Fury, because Huey straight up, he'll just flick the jab. He leaves all this open. I know I can get a right hand over and I can get my left hook in and I can leap and look for a left hook if I need to. I can do those things. With Tyson Fury now, yeah, I can't be doing all that. I can't be doing I can't be doing none of that. No, not my comeback. No. So you can see the difference in where Povetkin and his handlers would have thought, no, I don't want any of that. Different styles. He wants to get through a fight rather than dictate a fight, possibly. Having a feeling Peter will throw the towel in. I don't think Peter will throw a towel in. I don't think he'd do that. I think he'd rather. I don't know. It's not for me to say, but if talk about being fighting men, I'd probably think he'd well, I don't know. Fury will stop him late. Heard it here first. I hope so. Have anyone got on the inside of Huey before? Can't recall. Yeah? Fred Cassie fight. Was one fight. Joseph Parker, when he put Fury up against the ropes and landing punches. But Povetkin, out of all the guys you're talking about there, how many guys has Huey Fury fought that's had gold medalist as an amateur? How many? That is comfortable fighting against big guys. Povetkin's a different kettle of fish. I personally think Povetkin's a better fighter than Pulev. Just explosiveness up close. Actually, that's a fight I'd love to see. Pulev versus Povetkin. I'd love to see that fight. I think it's a great fight. Right, has anybody got anything else to say? Because I should be having Uncle Bashir in a little later to talk about that fight that happened on the weekend between Mr. Yard and Mr. Kovalev. So it says, Povetkin throw nice combos as well. I think Hughie's defense can be patchy. What defense? A lot of his movement, a lot of his reflexes, feet, and moving his head. I'm not sure about defense. I'm not sure what you mean by defense. He's not a. Yeah, I'm not sure about defense. I'm not sure what. I'm not sure after you get past the jab on Hughie Fury, how. See, with Lennox Lewis, if you got past the jab of Lennox Lewis, you had the uppercut. Lennox would throw the uppercut. He would tie you up. He'd lean you and sit on you. You know what I mean? He'd lean on you, hold you, tie you up, lean on your back, sap the energy out your legs. Yeah, Lennox didn't mind fighting up on the inside as well. He could fall short. Lennox could fight short uppercuts on the inside against shorter guys. Good fight for you to watch. One of my favorite fights, where I think Lennox got hit too often, but a great fight. Lennox Lewis against Levi Billups. I think it's one of the best fights. Apart from the Ray Mercer fight, that was one of the best fights I saw Lennox in. I think it was at Atlantic City. Lennox Lewis versus Levi Billups. Check that fight out. You see Lennox actually, as a tall guy, dropping shorter and throwing short combinations on the inside. That was one of the best fights I saw Lennox fight short, up close, against a guy who's shorter than himself, and his style was about fighting on the inside. Check that fight out. Lennox against Levi Billups. And of course, look at the Ray Mercer fight. That's another example of a guy short and squat, very powerful, takes a good shot, comes inside. Ray Mercer, again, another Olympic gold medalist, Mercer. You know, great chin, knows where to put his punches together, as you saw against Tommy Morrison. When you get against them ropes, your back touches them ropes. So, Hughie Fury, do not allow your back to touch the ropes against Povetkin. You win this fight, you've got to do it from long range. I won't even say to you that Povetkin can't win this fight from long range. I can't even tell you that. You know why I can't tell you that? Because he can close long range and short range down real quick by leaping in with that left hook. And if you leave your guard down for 1 second, it's curtains. Yeah, so that's about it. Please do smash the like button when you're in the room, people. Smash that like button. You're in the room. All you have to do is hit the like button. It doesn't cost you anything. You're in here, smash the like button. I was saying, end of the month probably will be the last of these videos I'm doing. So just counting down to the end of these boxing videos. Smash the like button, people. Come on, man. Right, so that's it. Anybody else got anything to say about Fury versus Povetkin? I don't know who wins the fight, to be honest. I don't know what Povetkin is going to show up. I don't know if we're going to get Povetkin, Povetkin, old man Vetkin, has been Vetkin. I don't know what Povetkin we're going to get. So I can't really make an assessment on that. But I tell you, if Povetkin gets mid-range to up close and Hughie's back is against the ropes, could be it could be a disastrous first fight on Sky Sports. You heard it here. So yeah, that big looping overhand right, like I said, he's gonna have to shorten that right hand. If he hasn't shortened it so far, he's gonna shorten it. Where does the winner go? In line to face Andy Ruiz if Joshua doesn't do the job. Just queuing the people up. Just queuing them up. Usyk, Price. Who else? Usyk, Price. Let's say there was a voluntary. Let's say Andy Ruiz wanted to make a voluntary defense. If he got past Joshua. Fury Ruiz for the unified. My God. Well, that's it. I wouldn't want to see that fight. That's a dangerous fight. Do you think Joyce can beat Dubois? The longer they leave that fight between Joyce and Dubois, the worse. They want to get Dubois now if they're going to get him. Because Dubois is only going to get better. Joyce is not going to get better, I don't think. Joyce is what he is. I don't see Joyce getting better. But he's effective at what he does. Hughie's mark on every poster. Yeah. Right. I'm out of here. So the next fight I'm going to talk about I think I want to talk a little bit about Lomachenko and Campbell. Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about Lomachenko and Campbell, and then I want to look at Ivana Habazan versus Clarissa Shields. I want to break that fight down as well. Right, I'll see you in a moment. Take care. Don't forget, I'll be having Uncle Bashir on tonight as well. No breakdown and Cheeseman. Sorry, no Cheeseman breakdown. Sorry, no, sorry. Cheeseman breakdown. You're funny.